All right, guys, we are here because we are talking about summer, which kind of makes me laugh because do you see what I'm wearing? I am wearing a sweatshirt and pants because it's supposed to be summer. It's after Memorial Day. However, Michigan has not gotten the memo, which actually is not that uncommon. Frustrating, but anyway, I'm confident that summer is coming, and either way, you probably have kids who are going to be out of school, as do I. We homeschool, but our activities, we still do a little bit of school, some of the kids during the summer, but our activities totally change and our schedule gets much more laid back, which is why I created this bundle that actually came out last year and it's really a lifesaver. It's the things that I've been using for a while, but I wanted to try to help other people have a better summer too. So before we get into it, I'm going to show you what's in the bundle. But before we get into it, you can grab your bundle. I think this might be backwards. No, it's not. You can go to theintentionalmom.com/summer 2019 and grab your bundle, and that link right there, that's the only link where this will work, but it'll give you $12 off the bundle. So I wanted to show you what's in this bundle though, because it's going to be the difference between having a summer where you're stressed out and it feels like life is crazy and you're ready for the kids to go back to school after like 2 weeks, and then it gets to the point where the kids go back to school and you say, oh my gosh, I was just ornery and grumpy all summer and now I feel really bad. It's going to allow you to have a better summer, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So what we have with this summer bundle is there is a pack for girls and there is a pack for boys, and there is a large section of things for mom in each, okay? So, and here's the thing too, if you need one for girls, if you have girls and boys in your family like I do, there is a 50% discount on the second one. And sometimes people ask, what age is this designed for? For me, in our family, we pretty much use it for ages 10 on down. Now, that's just talking about the printable stuff, though, for the kids. The mom stuff that I'm going to show you in a minute is applicable no matter what ages your kids are. So the charts your kids may not fill out if they're over the age of 10. They're not really designed so much for them, but you could modify them just for the older kids. And really, my older kids, like my 11-year-old, is using it this year, too. So anyway, the mom stuff applies no matter what age your kids are. All right, so let me show you what's in this bundle, because for right now you can get $12 off. So I want you to see what this is. All right, so the first thing in the mom's bundle is the Summer Sanity Savers for Mom. For moms. These are just filled with some tips and things that really make summer go better. Things like sticking to a bedtime, sticking to a waking time. You know, it's that structure. If you look at the difference between kind of having a good summer and having a bad summer, if you look at it in retrospect, a lot of times it's because you weren't as structured as you should be, as you could have been. Not to say that it needs to be the exact same, because we all want time off. I don't want to fight with my kids during the summer, right? We fight with them during the school year enough. Get up, get dressed, get your stuff done, hurry up, we gotta go, you got this, you got that. Take care of your backpack, right? I mean, we do that all the school year. We don't want to do that now. But there is really good tips in the Summer Sanity Savers printout. There is some really good ideas of how to find that balance of having at least some structure and still having freedom, because it really is, I think, a balance of both. So that shares how I do that. All right, next is some summertime free activities. I think we all like fun stuff to do, but it's sometimes hard to come up with what it is. Like, just tell me what to do and give me some ideas, and then I'll pick from that list. That's what this list is for. So that's also part of the mom section. Ooh, this one I think is my favorite thing. It's the mom and kid conversation starters. So there's, I think, 50 different things that you can talk about with your kids. So these are just fun little conversation prompts. You know, you're sitting outside eating some ice cream, you're, you know, hanging out at the park, you're just, you know, typically for us, we stay up a lot later at night in the summer. And so we just have a lot more time to just kind of sit back and just enjoy being a family, because during the year, it's like a train wreck, right? So these are some things like you would say, my proudest moment in high school is, you know, it's when I graduated as the valedictorian. What has been your proudest moment in school? And then you hear what your kid has to say. You would say, the best memory I have of spending time with my siblings while we were growing up is whatever it is, you fill in the blank. And then you say, what are some of your favorite moments of spending time with your siblings? So these are just really great conversations to have, not just in the summer, but the summer provides more time typically to do that kind of thing. So that's in the bundle. Then we also have age, this is a big one that people ask me for, age appropriate chores for kids. What can kids do at different ages? And since I've got kids from now 18 down to 1, you know, our house has to function with my kids having responsibilities as well. I can't do it all. I'm largely outnumbered, right? So, and it's good, right? It's good for your kids to have chores and responsibilities. We call them kind of both in our house. It's good. They learn how to be productive. They learn how to help. They learn what it means to be part of a family, part of a team. They also learn skills. It's really good. But this is a list of what they do by age or what they could do. This is designed, these are job jar activities. So these are designed to be things, you know, when your kids say, well, my kids too like to earn some extra money during the summer. They have things they want to buy. We don't buy them everything they want, right? So my kids can do things from the job jar for extra money. So there is, I think, maybe 40 different things. These are designed to be cut out and put in a jar. So these are things that your kids can do if you want to attach money to it, if you want to attach privileges to it, however you want to do it. This could also be used when your kids say, I'm bored. It can be an automatic. We do this at times too. It's an automatic, go pick something from the job jar. I do not want to hear that you are bored, right? No mom wants to hear that. So here's these to cut up and put in a job jar, however you want to use it. This is kind of a fun thing. This allows you to have, this gives you some ideas of how to have a themed week. So like Monday is Make Something Monday, Tell a Tale Tuesday. There's just something fun for each day during the week, just to kind of have something fun for your kids to look forward to. For instance, Fort Friday, always a favorite in our house when we build a fort out of something. You know, these aren't difficult things, but they're just things that make your kids excited for the days of the week. It's kind of like having the, you know, in school, how they have, you know, maybe they have art class one day and they have gym class one day and they have whatever, you know, it gives them structure, something to look forward to every week. And it helps you with some of the, it takes the need to think up the creative things out of the equation. It just gives you some ideas of how to have more fun with your kids without having to actually come up with it. So I hope that makes sense. All right, next we have, this is a good one, motivating kids in the summer. Right? We all want our kids to be motivated. It's hard to do that, especially because we're more laid back. We're getting up later, we're probably staying up later, and they don't have the same structure. They don't have as many demands on their time. So it's real easy for kids to get a little bit too lazy, at least in my house. So these are some tips on how to keep kids motivated in the summer. Kids saying I'm bored, that's where this one comes from, the Summer Boredom Busters. These are some ideas of what to do, how to keep boredom from happening in your house. So it's just some things to keep in mind, like getting creative with art and music, some ideas for that, some ideas of some classes to take, that kind of thing. Summer Boredom Busters, do these things, and ideally you're not going to hear your kids say I'm bored, at least not for a good long time. Here's another pain point that moms were telling me, and believe me, it's a pain point in my house too, screen time, right? I think in my house, we have found a healthy balance between screens and time off the screens. I feel in our house, there is a time and a place where screens are helpful, where screens can be used. Typically, my kids get very little amounts of just, here's your screen time. They have to earn it through other ways. But these explain more of that. There is kind of a longer version that explains some ways to use screen time. And then there is some shorter version, like a shorter version cheat sheet sort of thing of how to deal with screen time. You know, we don't want to have our kids on screens all day, most of us. We would rather be doing other things, but we don't want to be fighting with our kids about screens either. And I've got 3 teenagers, so believe me, this is a common occurrence in our house. Here are the ideas of how to try to overcome that, so at least you're not dealing with it as often. We have enough things to deal with our kids on and to maybe, you know, have conflicts with our kids about. We don't need to have it about screens too. That's my thing, is I'm not gonna fight with my kids about screens. All right, and the last thing that's kind of in the mom section, and then we'll get to the kids section, is a summer bucket list for the young family. So again, these are kind of like, these are ideas too, like things to not forget to do in the summer, things that are more summertime typical activities, like going for a bike ride, going out for ice cream, running through the sprinklers. If you have never run through the sprinklers with your kids, you really need to do that. It's really fun. Playing in the rain, if you have not played in the rain with your kids, that's a really fun thing to do too. And my kids always think it's so fun, you know, because it's kind of fun. You know, I think my goal as a mom, I want to be, you know, I want to be the one who teaches and trains and helps direct them and build their character and all of that. But I also want to be, if I were to use the word, if I were to say what I wanted my kids, what words I wanted my kids to use to describe me, I would also want the word fun to be listed in there. And those activities in that sheet right there, I think it's 3 or 4 pages. That's some of the things that I have found are times where I do genuinely have fun with my kids. And so, but sometimes it's hard to come up with those things on your own. I even struggle with that. That's why I had them written out in the first place, right? Okay, so now let me show you the pack for the kids. So this is part of the girls pack. So it's got a girly trim across the top. The boy has a boy trim across the top kind of thing. But no matter whether you get the boy or the girl pack, these are the things that are involved in there. There is a summer of service chart. The summer is a great time for your kids to focus on the fact that life isn't all about them, right? That's a really healthy perspective. And it's really easy to feel like life is all about them sometimes. So this is just a list of different activities. It lists some activity ideas that they could do. And, you know, if you want, like we've used this before where we have said, complete the whole chart and we'll take you out for, you know, a mom and, you know, daughter movie night, just the 2 of us kind of a thing. So that's how we have used this. They can complete all the activities and it doesn't have to be any big deal. These are things that they could also do for people in your family. Obviously, you don't want them all to be done for people in your family, maybe a neighbor, maybe a grandparent, maybe, you know, just somebody they know, someone in, you know, in a group or from church that you know can't, you know, do some of the things on themselves, things like yard work. Have them fill this chart out and attach a pretty fun reward to it for them to actually get this all done. But summer of service chart, that's in the kid pack. Here, this is kind of when I was talking about one of the things we will do for extra screen time sometimes. They can complete these punch cards to get, these are designed to be cut out then, and we actually laminate ours. I don't know if you have a laminator, but we love our laminator. So we actually cut these out and then laminate them. And these are cards that you can cross off every time they complete something, and then you attach whatever you want to it. You complete your, you know, one of your cards, you can have 30 minutes of screen time. So there's things like cleaning inside, helping with a friend or neighbor. And every time they do one of these things, right, you cross off one of these boxes. Helping with family, reading, helping outside, showing kindness. Because for me, you know, we have 9 kids and we homeschool. So everybody's here together too, all the time pretty much. So we have to also, we're really intentional in building character qualities as well, making sure that our kids are exhibiting character qualities that we want them to have. So they're showing kindness, best behavior, doing something without being asked, complaining free day. If they complete a whole day with no complaining, it's like the heavens open up and the angels are singing, right? Complaining free day. You can attach a really good reward to that one and then watch them try to earn it. And oh, you'll thank me later. And completing the day's activities, right? Whatever their responsibilities or chores were, if they actually get them all done the right way, they could get a check mark there. So this one's really good, these punch cards. All right, and then here's another one. This is a screen time chart, and this is actually one of the things that I talk about in the mom section where I talk about how to handle screen time. But in our family, in fact, I can show you this for the boys because we started filling out our boys' things because summer is here, even though it's cold. So my boys, one of my boys, this is his chart. And so in order for him to earn extra screen time, these are the things he needs to do. Oh, and by the way, people ask me this all the time and I always forget to mention it, so I'm so glad I did. Once you purchase your summer bundle, you can make as many copies as you would like for your use, right? You can make copies for as many as you want this year, as many as you want next year, whatever. You have my full permission to make as many copies for your family as you would like. However, don't share them with your sister and your friend and whatever, right? They have to purchase their own bundle. But so this would be a chart that you could print off. And again, we will laminate this one so that then the beauty of laminating, this is backwards. The beauty of laminating is that then you can get multiple uses out of it without having to make extra copies. So you would laminate it in our family, and then we just check yes or no. They have to complete this entire list before they get extra screen time. They don't even have to ask. This, I think, is the beauty, and it's explained in the screen time section for moms. This, I think, is the beauty of it, is that once your kids are able to read, or once they are aware of what is on their list because you've read it to them enough times, they don't come to you and ask, can I have my Kindle now, right? That's what kids in my family have. Can I have my Kindle now? They automatically know they need to come to me with their chart, and we're gonna go through it and check off and make sure they did these things. Because for me, with 9 kids, now granted, only 8 of them are talking, but the most exhausting part is the constant asking, So what a lot of these things do, and a lot of what I explain with like the Sanity Savers and all of that, and all of these charts, what they help accomplish is your kids having to come to you all the time to ask for this or ask for that. It's all written out. It's clear for them what they need to do in order to earn whatever it is. And so your kids then don't need to come to you until they can come to you with their completed whatever for you to then check it, okay? So this is the screen time thing. You list off what the responsibilities are for them, however you wanna make that work. But we do laminate a lot of these so that we can get extra uses out of them, just FYI. All right, next, this is another one that you could laminate if you wanted, because this might change throughout the summer. This is just a list of summertime chores. So again, this is for one of my boys. This talks about not only their chores that they have to be done, but also when they have to have this column right here, it says time to be here. It says time to be completed by. Like, they don't have all day to make their bed, right? That's not acceptable for me. So I like this part where it tells them when they have to have it completed by, because it's not considered complete if it's not done by that time. Like, you are not going to get credit for doing whatever it is if you're still running around trying to make your bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Doesn't work. So it lists the chores, it lists the time that they have to have it done by, and here are some rewards that they can pick from. You can list whatever you want, and this would be a list of some other fun things they might be doing today. So let's just say, for instance, you have a park visit planned with their friends. You could list that there. So a lot of times it goes blank in our house, but a lot of times we do have something fun. Sometimes we do have something fun coming there. Could be movie night, could be baseball game, could be whatever. And then that would just be something that would help them remember, yes, we have this activity today. So you're gonna really wanna make sure you work on this stuff here and factor that in as well. If we're gonna be gone all night, you're gonna wanna make sure you get your list done before that. All right, so the summertime chores, that's in there. Here's a good one for moms. This may not be enough either. This is a reading log. There's spots for 15 books. I have a lot of kids who read a lot more books than 15. So you may need to make multiple copies of this, but this is what you would expect to see. It's just the title, the author, and the date. Again, you can attach a reward to it if you wish. You know, for each completed sheet, you'll get an ice cream night or whatever, you know? All right, so the reading log. And then the last thing that's in, again, these are in both the girl and the boys, right? Here's the girl, here's the boys. The last thing that's in here is a daily schedule. That's one of the things I talked about early when I started talking here, and then it's in the mom bundle too. Some structure is good. So what I did is I shared how our structure works. I listed kind of how our day lays out in the summer. Again, not all days are going to follow this, and things happen, right? I've got 9 kids. Believe me, I understand things don't always go according to a schedule. However, my belief has long been, I think from the time I've had 3 kids or more, that you have to start with the basic structure if you don't want all the wheels to fall off the bus. Do you understand what I'm saying here, right? So you start with a daily structure so that things can go a little bit smoother. I say it's controlled chaos because of structures and schedules and plans that you have in place. Because we have these in place in our family in various ways, we have controlled chaos as opposed to just chaos in our family. So this schedule is how it works for us, but if that's not the times that work for you or how you want to do it, I've also given you a blank one. You can use mine for ideas and then fill yours in however you want, or just ignore mine entirely and fill your own in. So that's what's in this bundle. There's a link right up the top of this video. As soon as I'm done, there is a link that will be right up at the top where you can go to purchase your summer bundle. There's a girls pack, a boys pack. If you need each one of each, you can save 50% on the second one. And that link right there for right now will allow you to save $12 on the bundle through the weekend. After the weekend, the price will go back up. Okay, so what day is it? Thursday. Thursday. Come Monday, the price will go back up. All right, so that's a look inside the bundle. And yes, you can make as many copies as you would like for yourself and your family. You have 3 boys, girl, just purchase one and make as many copies as you want, right? Just don't share outside of your family. Make copies for next year, make copies for later in the summer, whatever you wish. Oh, by the way, I took mine to a print shop and had them do it. Mostly because I don't want to use up that much ink. Because I do have one color printer and one not color printer. For me, it's just easier. So if you don't have a color printer, as I really don't, I mostly have just I always forget, laser printer? I can't remember. Anyway, my primary printer only prints in black and white. So I took it to a print shop and printed off all my copies. Now I printed off multiple copies because I printed off 5. I have 5 copies, 3 boys, 2 girls. And that was around $32 for that, for 5 bundles. So if you want to think in your mind of how that will go. But at the same time, you don't need to print the mom stuff 5 times. So yeah, I didn't print the mom stuff 5 times either. You only need to print the mom stuff once, and then you just need to print the kids stuff after that. So that gives you an idea, though, of how much it would cost. I think I took mine to a UPS store where they do printing. So that gives you an idea, if you're going to print it outside of your house, how much that would cost, all right? So I would love for you guys to have a summer that you actually love and a summer that you actually find that you're enjoying your time, because it goes so fast, even for us. And I know here in Michigan, our kids go back to school, I think later than a lot of kids. For us, it's usually after Labor Day, but I know a lot of kids are going back to school already in July. So make the most of your time. And this bundle right here is going to let you do that. All right. Okay, you guys, enjoy your summer, and make sure to grab your bundle before Sunday ends, before Sunday at midnight, if you want to save the $12. All right. Okay. I'll see you later.